Hi, I'm David.
And I'm Jillian.
And I'm Melissa, and we are Disabled Disney. Hi, welcome to this week's video for Disabled Disney. This week we're going to be talking about first time visit tips. So if you've never been to Disneyland before, I'm going to include some stuff for Walt Disney World, but most of my stuff is for Disneyland because that's where we like to go. So our very first tip is download the app. So if you're going to Disneyland, download the Disneyland app. If you're going to Walt Disney World in Florida, download the My Disney Experience app. And there's lots of fun stuff in the apps. You can get maps, you can get your PhotoPass photos, you can do all sorts of great stuff. So download the app. The next tip I'm going to talk about, you can do in the app, it's make dining reservations. So in Walt Disney World, we have not ever gone, so I will say that first, but I was going to do a trip one time, so I've done a lot of research into Walt Disney World, and everything I've read said you have to make plans for Walt Disney World. You have to plan Disney World. It's so big, it's huge. There's 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, a bunch of hotels. It's like huge. It's a small city in and of itself. So at Walt Disney World, you can make what they call ADR, Advanced Dining Reservations, up to 180 days out. And everything that I've read or listened to or podcasts or videos said make sure you do it, especially if you want the harder to get into stuff, because they will literally sell out the day they open for reservations. So mark it on your calendars, 180 days for Walt Disney World. Now in Disneyland, you can make your dining reservation 60 days out. Disneyland is more laid back and you don't have to make reservations for most of the restaurants, but the more popular ones like Napa Rose, Steakhouse 55, Carthay Circle, Blue Bayou, stuff like that, you're going to want to make a dining reservation for. And if you want a waterfront table, this is a pro tip. Make your dining reservation. Show up about 20 minutes early or so, 20-30 minutes early. Tell them you want a table by the water, because those are the primo tables at Blue Bayou, and you can't make a reservation for one, but if you show up 20 to 30 minutes early, that's your best chance at getting a waterfront table at Blue Bayou. And Blue Bayou is amazing. If you've never eaten there, do it. The other thing is everything at Disney, no matter which park, is going to take longer than you think it's going to. It will take longer to get through security. It will take longer to get into the park. It will take longer to get from one ride or attraction to another ride, attraction, or entertainment. It takes longer to get a good seat for the fireworks, the parades. It's just going to take you longer than you plan for. So plan for extra time. There's lots of people. Everybody's trying to get somewhere. Some people are trying to do the same thing you're doing. It's going to take you longer. PhotoPass photographers. Yes, PhotoPass costs money, but they will take your picture with your camera for free. So if you see a PhotoPass photographer and you don't want to do the Disney PhotoPass pictures, just say, hey, take one with my camera, and give them your camera, and they will set it up and take the shot beautifully on your camera, your phone, whatever you have, and then give it right back to you. And they are trained photographers and they know how to get the shots, the good shots. So utilize PhotoPass photographers no matter what you're doing, because it's worth it. Second thing is you can get a first visit button. Go to guest services like Town Hall on Main Street. No, City Hall on Main Street. Sorry, in Disneyland. Tell them it's your first visit and they'll give you these little buttons. They're celebration buttons. They're free. They have them for first visit, anniversaries, birthdays. They even have one that says celebration, and it's got like a big open area, and you can just take a Sharpie and write whatever you're celebrating. So if you're celebrating something or it's your first visit, go get one of those buttons, because sometimes you get Disney magic just by wearing them. Not all the times, but sometimes. We had a situation once where we got some Disney Magic. We were in line for a ride, and they pulled us out of line and put us in the fast pass line and said it's Disney Magic. So it happens. It's happened to us. Sometimes you'll get, maybe if it's your birthday, you might get like a treat or something in a restaurant, or you never know. So wear the buttons, talk to people, talk to cast members, because they're the ones that are going to be giving you the Disney Magic. Be nice to the cast members. They're working. They're hot and tired just like you are. They have to be there. And a lot of the people don't get paid a whole lot. They get paid minimum wage, so think about that. You know? So, and they're putting up with all the disgruntled guests and such too. So be nice to the cast members. Pro tip, talk to the cast members. Talk to the transportation cast members, talk to the ride or attraction cast members, talk to the custodian cast members. Ask them where the hidden Mickeys are, and they'll tell you. And finding hidden Mickeys is just a super fun part of Disney. Just talk to them, be nice to them, smile at them, and occasionally you could get some Disney Magic sprinkled on your vacation. Also check the refurbishment schedule before you go so you know what's down. Like right now, the big thing in Disneyland is the castle. So if you're going right now until it reopens, and there is no reopening date as of now, it's spring of this year sometime. You know, prepare your little ones, prepare your party that this attraction is down, or, you know, this shop is closed, or this restaurant is closed, because if your party, someone in your party has their heart set on like going on Haunted Mansion, and it's right before they switch it over to Nightmare Before Christmas and it's closed, it takes a little bit of the magic out. So make sure you check the refurbishment schedule. Also make sure you check the hours for your trip, because if you're going in September, October, November, December, the Disneyland park closes and Walt Disney World closes early because they have Mickey's Not So Scary and the Christmas party. I can't remember what it's called. So either Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party or the Christmas party. Right now I can't remember what it's called. And so they're going to close the park early. And if you don't have Park Hopper, you can't just go over to another park. You know, you're going to have to just leave for the day. So make sure you check those hours when you plan out your vacation. If you're not going to utilize Park Hopper because it is a little bit cheaper to get the 1 park per day pass, do some research before you go. So if there's a show you want to see, a lot of the shows in parades are not an everyday thing. Some of them are, some of them aren't. So make sure you check which park that particular show and day of the time is, so that way you can plan it. If it's every day of your trip, then it maybe not matter so much which day you do what and which day you do something else. In Disneyland, we like to do 2 days in Disneyland and 1 day in California Adventure. And then we like to put in a rest day in between where we can just hang out in our hotel room, maybe go to downtown Disney and just kind of like chill, because Disney's hard on you. As fun as it is, it's still a really long day and really hard on the feet. The other thing that we do is we start in one land and work our way around, because if you're jumping from land to land, you spend a lot of time moving. So, and being disabled in a wheelchair, in Disneyland, you have to go in through the exit on all the rides because they're not ADA compliant, because it was built before handicap compliance. California Adventure is different. It was built after that. So most of the rides and attractions, you have to stand in most of the queue line, and then you'll get to a certain part and they'll take you around to the handicap car. And a lot of times you have to stand in line again because there's 2 or 3 people waiting in front of you. So keep that in mind. Be patient, because they can only have so many handicapped people on a ride at a time. And that's safety reasons. So if the ride breaks down, they can get everybody off safely. One of the reasons that they switched Space Mountain to the car they now have for the handicap and you just had that handicap cars because it would break down, because the handicap people needed longer to get in and out. That's why they now have these special handicap cars in a lot of the rides, so you can take more time getting on and getting off. They also have rides that if you're completely wheelchair bound, you can stay in your wheelchair and still experience. And we're going to be doing a video on that, so pay attention to that if you have someone in your family or in your party that's completely wheelchair bound. And we're also going to be doing an upcoming video on the most disability friendly attractions. So keep your eye out for that. And since we're in a wheelchair, we have to go in Disneyland, we have to go get a return time for the most popular ride in each land. So what we'll do, we'll stay with Fantasyland. We'll go in and get our return time for Peter Pan's Flight, because that's the one we have to. That's the most popular one in Fantasyland. And then we'll go on like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride and Snow White's Scary Adventure and the Pinocchio's Daring Journey. And most of the time by then we can come back and go on Peter Pan's Flight, or like we'll go get our return time for Peter Pan's Flight and go get a snack at Red Rose Tavern. Try the gray stuff. It's delicious. It really is. So like we'll go and get a snack or something and then we'll come back, or we'll go take some pictures like in front of the carousel at King Arthur's The Sword and the Stone. We'll go take some pictures or something and then come back. Like at Space Mountain, we'll go get our return time and then we'll go get in line for Star Tours, or we'll go to Buzz Lightyear and we'll go get in line for that. And then by that time, it'll be our return time to come back. But anticipate waiting in lines even if you're in a wheelchair. Contrary to popular belief, you don't automatically get on rides if you're in a wheelchair. There is a lot of waiting in line still, and a lot of waiting in line separately of the abled people, and so they don't see that and they don't know. And a lot of people will say, well, you're in a wheelchair, so you can just get out really fast, which is not the case. And it really sucks. I would much rather do Disney able-bodied. Another bad part is we don't get to see all the amazing queues because we have to go through stuff differently than the able-bodied people do. So we don't always get to see all the great queue stuff. And I miss that. One of the things I miss the most is being able to walk through the Star Tours queue line, because we can only go so far and then we have to go take the elevator. And I super miss all the stuff in the Star Tours queue so much. And like I keep hearing all these wonderful things about Indiana Jones's queue, and I can't go through all that because there's stairs. You go in through the exit and you miss all that great queue stuff. So that's our tips for your first time at Disneyland specifically, but I did throw some Walt Disney World in there for you. Just a few things. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe to us and hit the little bell icon to be notified when we upload a new video or when we go live. We are going to go live when we go to the parks in March, so look out for that. We're also giving away this cute little pop and Disabled Disney puzzle on Instagram when we get to 1,500 followers, which I think we're really close. So go over to Instagram, follow us on Instagram for that. And then we're going to be doing a Star Wars themed giveaway for our YouTube channel pretty soon, so pay close attention to that. And again, like us, follow us, subscribe on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and support us on Patreon if you can. Thanks. Have a magical day.